Hello, hello, welcome to day 15 of distance learning. You'll see here I have our day 15 plans pulled up. I did want to let you know that I'm in the works on setting up a Google Classroom for students. That will be where they can also access this on their own once you get them set up. I'm going to be sending out a separate video on this explaining in complete detail how to do that. That will be optional. That is something where if you want to watch this that I send you, I will still send every parent this link with this video, with this Google Slides plan, but I will also be setting up in Google Classroom a way for your student to access it without you. So if you're wanting them to be a bit more independent and be able to pull it up themselves, that will be an option starting on Monday. So I'll either send that video out today or tomorrow, depending on when I get it all figured out and make sure I have it right. So that will be starting on Monday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And I'm really excited. But again, if you just want to use this yourself and then you guide them through it, that is fine as well. But for today, day 15, or I guess tomorrow if you're reading this on Thursday, we have for reading, choose one 20-minute activity per the usual. For reading, you can act out, or your student can act out the script of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Please notice there are some different levels of difficulty here. The script is levels I, L, and P. It includes all of them. The roles of Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Teeny Baby Bear are the grade 1 upper, the level I. Goldilocks would be a grade 2 early, the level L. And I think that's more grade 2 mid, but that's okay. And then for grade 2 upper, it's narrator 1, 2, and 3. So keep that in mind as your student is reading it. As they begin, these, because they're narrator 1, 2, and 3, are going to be a bit harder, so they might need more support with that to get started. I would say if your child has a hard time reading a word, like let's say here, they say, when she doesn't see anyone inside, she knocks, they might have a hard time with that. Once they figure that word out, I would have them go ahead and go back and reread it right away. They might want to read this script a few times. They do have 20 minutes, so they could, spend the first time working through the words, rereading bit by bit. And then when they are finished and they've gone down to the bottom, they could come right back up to the top and read it one more time. And our goal too is that they will read this with fluency. They will add expression. It is a script, which they really, really enjoy doing these. Because they get to bring it to life. They can act it out. They can add expression to their voice. It's as much as they want to do with it. I would also recommend if you have an older sibling, they might be willing to be narrator 1, 2, and 3. Or if you have a younger sibling, maybe kindergarten or first grade, who might be able to take on one of these Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Teeny Baby Bear roles. That would be great too. If you can recruit a sibling plus you plus your second grader, that would be hopefully a good fit somewhere for this. But if they read through it themselves, they can also just do different voices. It's whatever works best for your family. Or they can do ABC Mouse, Raz Kids, and the high frequency word list. Now for Raz Kids, I've always said it is optional because it is, but it is a great way for me to see if your child is getting on and reading books that are on their level. I want to give a huge shout out to those of you who have done a great job of staying on that. I've seen students moving up reading levels, meeting their goals, and that's just great to see, so thank you. For writing today, students will be writing a letter to their teacher, so if you can send me a picture, I would love to see that. I would love, love, love that. So if you want to send that my way tomorrow, I would very much appreciate it. They are saying to write about what they worked on this week in ELA, math, science, social studies. They don't really have to list everything, just kind of what was the gist of what they did. What was your favorite part of the week? What is something silly that happened? What is something exciting that happened? And sketch a picture to go along with your letter. I would love to see it again if you can send that my way. A great way to get connected and a great motivational tool if your child is not a huge writing fan. Let them know you're going to be sending it to Miss Gibson. That might motivate them a little bit more. And of course we have handwriting, print or cursive, keyboarding. Let's take that off actually right now because that is no longer an option. So the option is handwriting. For math, there's a centimeters and meters video from BrainPop. Again, if you need the login, it is ParkHill2020 for the username and the password. This is basically the same as yards and inches. It's just the standard versus, why am I blanking on what it's called? Metric, that's right, metric system. And again, the big idea is that they can recognize that centimeters are very small and meters are bigger. If you don't have a meter stick, that's okay. Hopefully you can pull out a tape measure or measuring tape, or if you have that printable ruler, back a few days ago, you could print that out and maybe it has centimeters on it. I'm actually not sure. If not, email me and I can find a way to probably find a printable ruler that has centimeters on it as well. You could show them how many centimeters there are on a ruler and then point out to them that meters are 100 centimeters long. So if centimeters are, 1 centimeter is pretty small and your meter stick is 100 centimeters long, that's quite a bit bigger than 1. So again, walking around your home, search for as many objects as you can that are about 3 centimeters long and that are about 1 meter long. Draw and label these objects on a sheet of paper. I would say probably 3 for each would be the minimum, and then if they want to keep going, great. And then for the math pages, this is the other option you have. You don't have to do that first activity. You could have them complete this work page from Envision. And again, they're matching the objects. It's all about centimeters and meters. So there shouldn't be anything on here that video does not discuss. And then here for fluency practice, we have a game, Subtraction Stacks. Again, this is a game that has been available in my classroom, but if they need a little refresher, you will need 2 dice, counters. You can tear up pieces of paper, use whatever you want to stack here. And Subtraction Stacks play cards or similar sketch in a notebook. So the play cards are these, the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that is in the document. So how you play it is everybody will place 10 counters wherever they want on here. They could put all of them on 0 if they wanted, but that wouldn't be a great strategy, you could tell them, because they do need to be, they're trying to get rid of all their counters before you. So if they spread them out, it will help them out a little bit. Then whoever goes first, they will roll both dice and find the difference between the 2 numbers. So whatever the difference is, which is the answer to the subtraction problem, they can take a counter off of one of those. So if I rolled a 7 and a 2, my difference would be 5, or I can't roll a 7 because there's only 6. Just kidding. If I roll a 6 and a 2, my answer would be 4. And so I could take my counter off the 4, and I'm still trying to get rid of all the rest of my counters, so I don't really want to roll a 4 again. If the player has nothing in their 2 stack, no counter is removed. The player who removes all their counters first is the winner. And this is a game they can play again and again and again, so if they're really liking it, you can play this over the weekend, you can play this next week. It's just a good fluency practice game. Here we have the scorecard, which looks like this. We have paper dice, just like yesterday. And we have paper counters if you want, but just like I said, you can use anything, pennies, paper, anything at all. Or if this, again, is too much paper, too complicated, you could go to Math Playground and have them play a game for 10 minutes. Again, addition and subtraction, fractions, shapes and graphs, money and time are all second grade topics. And then for social studies, we have buy or barter. We talked again a bit about this last week. This video, it's a safe share video, so I won't open it, but it's a great overall description of what money even is and how people used to barter, but now that we have money, which meets certain characteristics, it makes getting what you need and what you want a lot easier. And then you can also show them this anchor chart here, explaining to them that trading is basically what you have to do to get what you want. People used to barter. They'd trade items without money. And then now we usually go about getting what we want by buying things, so using money to pay for goods and services, but both are trading. Then students come down to the money or barter sort, and they choose whether each of the statements is talking about money or bartering. And again, this is something, if you don't have this paper, you can do it in the notebook and have them just write it all out. They can copy it from the screen, or you can cut it out or print it yourself, and they can cut and paste. And that is all for day 15. Again, keep your eyes peeled if you're interested in that Google Classroom, a way for your students to access these things on their own. It will save all their login information and they can just get on. It's also a great way to see what their peers are looking at. And again, it is totally optional, but that will be coming your way if that's something that interests you. If not, keep your eyes peeled for Monday's coming out. I'm going to try to put it out tomorrow. And have a wonderful Friday. Thanks. Bye.